But you can't, can you not see, Sir Michael, you can't say to Labour you're not being clear on Trident and then give a pretty unclear answer on where your policy lies with regards to tax.
Well, the Labour leader, Jeremy Corbyn, made it clear yesterday that he doesn't support the nuclear deterrent. He's not even prepared to authorise RAF strikes against terrorists. He's queried our NATO deployments, and he's not prepared to tackle immigration. So, you know, it is Labour that are putting themselves now as a risk to the security of this country, and in contrast to the strong and stable leadership that Theresa May and the Conservatives are offering.
Forgive me, but the question was about your tax policy.
Well, you'll see our tax policy in the manifesto, but you can also see what we've done in government. We've taken people out of tax altogether, the very lowest paid. We've increased the personal tax allowance, and we are the party of lower taxation.
Comrades, it's when you start accepting the parameters laid down by others, you can't really win. You have to challenge. Our movement knows it. It's only by us standing together as the people, for the many, not the powerful few, that we really win. Only Labour has the policies that will challenge these powerful interests and transform the lives of working people. And let us remember that the only real progressive alliance is the Labour and trade union movement working together, as it's always been, and so far as I'm concerned, always will be. That's why Labour is campaigning to win in every seat across the whole country. The deal we'll do with the electorate is to be the government for the many, not the few.
EU legislation currently guarantees important rights: paid leave, working hours, maternity pay. It sets baseline standards when it comes to health and safety and treatment of agency workers. It provides important protections against discrimination. But now the Tories are threatening to walk away entirely and, in their words, change our economic model. And we should be in no doubt about what that means. A changed economic model is presumably what the former Chancellor, Lord Lawson, had in mind when he said, and this is a quote, "Brexit gives us the opportunity to finish the job that Margaret Thatcher started." That would be a catastrophe for Scotland's communities. And we see that even with a small majority, the Tories have introduced the bedroom tax, the two-child tax credit cap and the shameful rape clause. And it is shame on the Tories, including the Scottish Tories, that they defend the rape clause.
So should people be banned from wearing balaclavas in public?
If they're going into their bank, if they're going into airport security, if they're in a shopping mall.
Yeah, but you're not making that differentiation here. You're saying that Muslim women who wear the niqab should not be allowed to wear it anywhere in public, aren't you?
That's right, and I think if you saw a group of people men in a balaclava, you'd want to ask questions about that too.
Yeah, but you're just restricting them to airports and...
No, just a moment. There is the other issue here about women's rights. I mean, however you want to spin it, however you want to...
Well, surely the ultimate woman's right is to wear what she likes.
Yeah, well, can I finish? I have been quite astounded today to hear so-called feminists make that claim. This is a symbol of female oppression. However you want to play it, it is absolutely not essential for a woman to wear a veil. It's not even Quranic or Islamic to force a woman to wear a veil. It's completely unnecessary.
I think this tells you something. It tells you there is an appetite for change in British politics and that the Liberal Democrats are the vehicle for that change. It seems to me that there is a very clear distinction between the Conservatives who want to take us out of the single market, who are desperate for there not to be a clear and decent opposition to them, who want this to be a coronation and not a contest, and the Liberal Democrats who believe Britain should be in the single market. Britain should have, the people should have, the right to the final say on the deal at the end of the Brexit negotiations, and that should include the British people being entitled to stay in the European Union if they wish to in the end. It should be the people who decide, not the politicians. It is also vital to say that in this democracy, Britain desperately needs a decent, functioning opposition, and that, without question, is the Liberal Democrats.